the chief, sir.
You're right.
All being ordered. First on the agenda is approval minutes of May 17, 2021.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the finance committee that was held on May 21st, 2021, as written.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
May 17th.
May 17th.
What did I say? I'm sorry, May 17th, excuse me,
We
correction.
kind of overlooked it. We just wanted the meeting.
Okay.
Invoices. $390.04. I got a couple of questions myself.
Invoices.
PO invoice form 3 of 5.
3 and 5.
Recreation fence, $56,000 fence. Is this up at the pool or?
Yes.
Flag shop?
It's the backhoe back into the pool and putting poles back in the side of the concession stand at the track meet.
Also on second copy of both invoices, 1 and 2. We got that rescue truck fixed in the amount of $13,167 on the general sheet. That was supposed to be the thing for 47.
Let me tell you. We'll take that and reimburse.
That's all I got.
I have one question. On
Thank you.
2 of 6, Data Max Corporation, they only collected $2.10.
Pardon now.
2 of 6.
2 of 6.
Yes, for Data Max Corporation collects our
Yep, that's all we said.
$2.10.
$4.
Okay.
$4 and something, so 50/50.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're
Yeah.
typo.
They're just about done.
Yeah, they haven't hardly collected anything.
More questions on invoices? Yeah, also, I just do checking on this. About half of this is large ticket items. I mean, we got very quickly payment on 2 trucks, $5,000. Removed asbestos on the house in Victoria on Light, it was $6,500. Of course, that $13,000 for rescue trucks in there, and $6,000 on a fence. Then on vision insurance is $4,200. We got fireman's pension, $55,000. Anyway, all that comes up to $107,800. Well, $107,900. So that's only about $101,000 left for general. They got any more questions? Motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we recommend to the full council to make a payment of $208,390.04.
Second.
We'll transfer that money from one to the other.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and do it as is. All in favor?
Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
Yes, I make that reimburse the city.
Madam Clerk.
Okay. So, they put in the May school budget, give you all the receivable expenditure. Also, we had 3 months, March, April, May, on the firemen's pensions that reflect the $5 fee. So that was like 52, 54 in that area, so that has been paid into their pension fund that we collected.
It's almost 179,000.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
do, and June's won't come till that'll be paid out in July,
Right.
because it's in the fund. So yes, that's pretty good collection. That
Yes,
gives
it
that,
is.
It's a big plus,
Every bit helps.
yes.
How many more years in this until you take more?
There was I have all that in there when we did all this, again. It gets to the place and then it drops down to nothing again. You know, so, it seemed like it was 10 years.
I was thinking it was long term, but I look at these numbers, I thought, hey,
Yeah.
but you're talking.
Plus, we still put 52 in their fund.
Correct. Yeah.
And then, of course, what they put in and what city puts in, along with, you know. So then we got our statements from the state, which we have our CARES Act fund, with that $1.3 million in there. We got our Laura Anderson fund.
And we got our last, second shot.
We haven't got anything yet.
Anything yet.
No. And they've never really replied when we would.
I mean, the county got theirs. We did it, I thought.
And the city of Charleston did, so I don't know why, but other cities haven't.
We need to make sure we get clarification how we can actually use that money. I know we can use it for infrastructure, whatever they're called, infrastructure. We need to get clarification on that.
Right. And I've got some, papers that I can start making copies of and give them all. You know, they highly recommend that we sit down and make a pile or decide what's more important for us to do, order
For
how much
priorities.
priorities and how much we're going to spend on each one of those projects.
Well, I mean, I think we both were discussing,
Right.
come to the conclusion, sanitation.
Right.
We're gonna get a percent if we ever get anything out of that. But we got 2 shots of money coming up for 2 years.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna get all of it.
Yeah, I think the second set of money we're gonna have to put in paperwork to get it. First set of money, they're gonna, get to us.
Ain't no word.
And then I start in paperwork, which we gotta be very careful. That's why they're having a lot of these meetings and everything, so that, we won't get stuck at the end and maybe have to pay it all back.
Yeah, they would.
So, they're wanting to make sure that the commissioners and our senators are wanting to make sure that we helping us to do it right and everything. So they have been very helpful, so I'm sure they'll have more of them. Our account that has, $6,699,773, that is our iPass. That's our money that's paid, people get online and pay our municipal fees. And just kind of leave it hanging there because it draws interest, pulling it out. So that's really part of our general fund. Any of those figures we get is part of our general fund. Next 2 pages, which is the United Bank General Fund and our Dunbar Investment Funds, those 2 were CDs that we had at United and up to Kimba and City National that we took out of those places and invested into the state because they were drawn for. So I just want to clarify those so everybody knows what those are. I would like, we're always behind, I like to give the reports out the first month, because it's better. And so I've talked to our auditor, there anything that I didn't give you is the mayor's report, I think, and our cash flow. And it's because of our account that we have over at West Baco, which is our I-Middle account. We don't get the statement until after first council. So I'd like to maybe be a month behind on that dollar amount. And so we need to have a better idea instead of waiting toward the end of the month to get all these figures, and the month's already going for the next month. So I just, and when they do that next month, I'll remind them that we're using like the previous month's balance. And it's, we spend a couple thousand every month when we keep eyes dealing with expenses that way, So it's not like a big.
Well, you'll know if there's anything in the book.
Right. So, and then the bank, got on the bank this morning, and we got a new bank way of our balances. So there's our balances in all of our accounts. And I kind of added up all the police accounts so that you knew how much was in all of those accounts. So that's all I have for the city. You can see if I got any questions. Anything that,
Can you not transfer money from the police account to another?
no, those are money that they got through the DEA and the Indian. No, those monies has to be spent in the police department.
And your seizures, all that, yeah.
Right.
It's all spelled out.
Yeah.
That's the back.
Yeah, so that money is from seizures that they. And then the last two accounts are the pays by itself, which I probably won't print that next time, but those are two funds that, one is the police seizure. That's money that the police gets off of when they arrest, which is put in an account, and then if they get it back, they get it back, and we get to keep it, then I withdraw from that account and put it in that other account called local police seizure fund.
Basically, it's been in court order.
Yeah,
And if the court gives it to us, she takes it out with the other one. If they get it, we cut them a check for it back.
right. And then the special bond and deposit, that's bond money that people pay to bond somebody out. They may get that back in deposits on our records. So that's money that, those two funds we cannot touch.
On the revision for the budget, that 54,800, is that what we pay the animal shelter?
Yes. Yes, and I know it remains,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I think so. We would look and sure. We pay the animal, 48,
Okay.
that's what we pay the animal.
No, the animal shelter.
Yeah. We pay that by 4 payments quarterly.
At least we. Well, you want to go ahead and talk about the rest of the revision.
Oh, okay, we can do that. And then on the budget revision, basically, and I've got a couple copies here, we are down at I read this report on June the 4th. So it's still got the whole month to go. The fire department is down to, matter of fact, they are over in the whole $52,000 fire department. So, in that being said, I'm going to put 100,000 in there to cover payroll, plus we have one more pension to cover this pension. So that 100,000, taking some from contingency and taking the rest of the salary pay and some other pay out of remains low boards line to help.
And that'll cover the rest of the month.
Yes, to help to finish the rest of the month. And then if the air conditioning gets done, I mean, they said not till July, but it sounds like it might get done before the end of July. There wasn't enough money in the rec department to cover that 65,000. So we had to add some 10,000 to cover that just in case.
Yeah, but that's go next year. But that,
Right, but they said July 1, but then, Bob, what's going on with the air conditioning?
still working on it. They got the concrete laid, put the, break box and the mast up. They busted through the returns outside. They're getting ready to come inside here for long. Ductwork's gonna be delivered tomorrow. Although when the units come in.
Because at first they said it wasn't gonna be till after July, but.
Yeah, but they've already started on it.
Ricky Hicks said he thought it was just gonna be a couple of weeks.
Well, we'll have to pay it. Get out later.
Did you hear that, Connie?
Pardon?
Ricky Hicks said he thought it was just gonna be a couple of weeks.
Right. That's why I stopped, looked at that and see, and that still leaves us, 181. It's,
Yeah, but they're just doing all the preliminary work right now. They
Yeah,
haven't got
getting everything fitted up.
Right.
One thing they gotta do with
for the pads and stuff. They've
Yeah,
got to install.
when the units, they're gonna get it to where when the units come in, all they gotta do is tie in and go. But they're already busting through the wall. They're gonna start in the inside tomorrow.
and there's still 300,000 in insurance. I think we paid all our insurance.
That construction on,
I think it's probably, I think we could be.
And the other thing is that we can reimburse ourselves.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah,
So they go in your way and then right up front.
Right, we can run if we see we need it, but I think we'll be okay.
Because that's you considered infrastructure.
Well,
Air
no,
handlers.
this is the first batch of code, didn't have all the strings to it.
All the first batch did.
No,
No,
you couldn't do it.
Because we
yourself.
turned in paperwork for it.
Yeah, you can't make salaries benefits.
Right, I knew that, yes.
Anyway. Right along. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Any more questions?
I have something I want to say, it might take a while, but, I just wondered if anybody had thought about, putting the, user's fee in effect for Dunbar, because we need money incoming, and if, I don't know how many employees we have in Dunbar, but if we charged each one $1 a week, say we have 1,000 employees, that'd bring us in $48,000 a year that we could use for other things. I just thought that it might be something we consider, because other towns and cities are doing it. And at $1 a week, they can't complain too much about that. It could be something we consider to bring in some money.
That is true, I mean, for Charleston, does up Charleston have a user fee?
Charleston's the closest ones around here. I don't think anybody else does.
Clarksburg-
Charleston's the only one that
Clarksburg has
needs to be, them and Huntington, they're going to.
Yeah, they went, I think they went up to $2 or so.
South Charleston doesn't say no, that maker, that they don't charge you.
South Charleston, of course, they don't have the retail they have, they don't have the people working.
They don't have a problem.
No, I don't know how many employees we have in the Dunbar area, but it would be something that would bring us in extra money that we could use.
It was discussed several times in past administrations. It was always determined there's not enough employees to come to Dunbar that would be worthwhile. I understand what you're saying, it was always the final result, there's not enough employees that it would be worthwhile to charge. I don't know if it would be
I
now.
think we have more than we realize we have. I mean, like always, you look at how many employees they have. The Dollar General has quite a few employees. And of course, everybody is employed by the state, but still at $1 a week, I don't think it would kill anybody to use it.
You also have to take consideration the paperwork involved, and, is that going to be worth? Yeah, that's something that we can think about.
It's been worth it to other towns, you know.
But they have
others-
larger base coming in, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they got more money to start with than we do.
Sure.
I don't know how we can find out how many employees people have.
It will be, yeah, that would be a hard decision.
do work, you know, just take your word for it. That's all you can do.
Oh, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Like B&O, that's all you can do is trust that people do right.
Any more questions, comments? Before we move into new business?
Are we gonna talk about the pay scale?
Who what?
The proposed pay scale that you.
Yeah, that's coming down, that's the,
Yeah, that's got the box
Okay.
somewhere. Let's see, it's restricted here.
Letter D.
There it is.
Okay.
Make this thing, I say.
Yeah, I try not to. Okay. First on the agenda is, this Bobcat. Donnie, you want to talk about it? I mean, I know we talked about it earlier. This one's got tracks on it, got a grabber on it.
Yeah, this one will have tracks, it'll have a thumb on the bucket that will help us allow us to reach up and put it in dump trucks when we're tearing these houses down. We've looked at several different attachments, but we've looked at the milling machine and the broom. It's a high output, so it will run anything, any attachment we want to put on it, because of the output, it'll run it. Whether we want to rent it, buy it. It has a grader blade that we can also get to help do our alleys with. We can either rent that or buy that, however we want to do that.
But that is attachable to this particular piece.
Yes, sir.
She's going back to get the bid for buying the miller and renting the miller. I just had them send them both in. I didn't put them in your packet this time because of the fact that I didn't know. I'm sure we're gonna rent this year. But I wanted you all to see the difference in prices.
how about did they have this installed?
Yes, that's the purchase, that's the rental.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, you know, first of all, not only are these pretty good sized numbers, we don't use them enough to really justify buying them. They're just available, that's a good one. But those tracks can go about anywhere.
The tracks are the issue that we've had helping these guys tear down the sewage treatment plant, tear down our houses. And they have a little mini excavator that they're lifting it with. And they can only get so much per grab. And then they also are having to move stuff from the back half of the property to the front half, and it was taking double the time. With these tracks, we won't have to worry about running over on top of anything. It'll pick up to 1.5 tons every load, so we'll be able to get the houses done and out of there faster without flattening tires.
Okay.
This is probably one of the best machines among the kind around. It'll pick up twice as much as that John Deere that we looked at before. It'll pick up 5,800 pounds, 12 feet in the air. It'll do just about anything else you want to do. Plus it's got a clam bucket on the end of it. It's one heck of a machine. Plus it comes with a very good warranty with everything. It can be fixed. It does something that happens right up here at the bottom.
And they can be paid for out of coach money.
We had set aside $70,000 for that pickup for the dump truck. And we didn't spend it because we couldn't get it. It's still not available. That's where they come up with, they get this.
Well, I think we'll leave that money,
Talk about.
leave that money where it is, and we do need that truck. But this one, we can take out of COVID and, leave the general fund alone. But what I like about this is the fact that it's, number one, got traction. Number two, it's got accessories that are available to rent. We don't have to buy all this stuff.
So we're talking about buying the 71,000, right?
Yes.
Not this,
Not the 68,
not this.
not the other
the
parts,
15.
no.
I mean, 25.
I just wanted to give them an idea of what they would cost if they would ever decide to buy something like that.
Right.
Okay.
Just asking, making sure that we,
All right. Come on forward. You don't know. vote.
But it's something we really need. We've needed it for a long time, and we have access to the funds that you say can come out of COVID money. Myself, I think we ought to approve it and present, I forget what it is, and present it to full council for their consideration.
Is that a motion?
Yes, sir. It is my motion and opinion.
We got a motion to send for the full council the Bobcat at the price of $71,609. Again, motion by Coker. Do I hear a second? All in favor? All right. Now, police cars. We ordered one police car. We might get it in January. So we're still one short. Again, we can buy these two vehicles out of COVID money. Police department has agreed to furnish the cars if we buy the stripped down car. I say stripped down, basic car. If we buy the basic car, they put on the model. We don't have to hold all the accessories. In order, where am I? We got Stevens Auto has state contract order. Forge, that's where we got one on order. This would be a second one. Not the 65, paid the first time.
So we got one on board from back in January,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
We're still waiting for that. This will be a second one for order. Okay. We are actually still one short. Thornhill has one in stock. Now, this is the new one that Ford is putting out with the, hybrid engine and all that kind of stuff, which is probably going to be the next vehicle that you buy. You probably won't have a choice, but this will give us the opportunity to buy, try, see if we have to make modifications or whatever to it. Again, they discounted it to us, is that correct?
Pretty much, the initial invoice was a lot higher than the 36.
Was it about 39 or something like that?
I was thinking it was closer to 40 the first thing.
So anyway, it's about $3,000 or $4,000 less than the company asked.
So this one's in stock,
It is,
so we can pick up.
Tomorrow.
again, police department's gonna put the equipment.
Right. They said they furnish all the equipment and install, have it installed.
And again, both of these vehicles are come out of COVID, and they won't mess with the general fund. That would give us another one order sometime around January, and one that we can use right now. Questions, comments?
You see, it's from the general fund.
COVID.
None.
So, the Stevens is not available right now, right?
No.
Okay.
It would have to be ordered.
Yeah. Like
And,
the one's already open.
yeah, and it's gonna be, who knows.
Yeah, that's right.
Really what I need to do, Mike, is, I can do that in between meetings. I really need to pull this money out of our CARES money, put it in the general fund. And I need to do a budget adjustment, so I'll,
Tonight.
yeah,
You want to add that?
I mean, right, add that to this one we got, and
Okay.
I can run in and make the changes. We get a new sheet here about
Yeah,
it.
well,
If, you know, or we can wait and do it next council meeting.
well, you got time for me to do it?
Okay, I'll try to get it in between
I mean, if
meetings.
these people approve.
Right, okay. Because I mean, we have to write a check for it, so I can't write a check from
Right.
these funds, so I'll transfer it into the general.
All right.
And add this 71 to the street, and add the 36 to the,
You got 33.
yeah, 36 to the police.
And 36.3, and 69, 5, whatever.
Yep,
You say Nitro had a couple of hybrid cars, chief?
They just recently started looking at it,
Oh,
so they're not in, but this gives us a chance to test one out, and the fact that it's there, and we don't know when we can get the others. They're still saying it may be another
4 to 6 months.
Is that where the car stops?
Yeah, it's
Stop.
basically turns the engine off.
Yeah, that's
But, you
gonna,
know,
be amazing how that works.
The gas mileage is supposed to be higher too, so that's something that would be a good thing
I don't know if anybody's got one, do you have
to
one?
look at.
It's kind of weird.
It's weird, but it works. I mean,
It's amazing.
But you can cancel them out too. if you want to.
you can't cancel them out.
If it creates problems, yeah, you can cancel it out.
You have to do that
Take
mechanically,
the deal,
or-
take the deal,
Yeah. Okay, do I hear a motion, we send council, approval to purchase these two vehicles? None, for one.
I move that we send the approval to council to purchase the Ford police interceptor from Stevens Auto for the total of what, 33,250?
Correct.
Okay. That's my motion.
Okay. Second, all in favor? Want to do anything with it? C.
C's the one that's in stock, right?
Yeah, that's one you want, yeah. I'll make a motion, we send full council for the approval to purchase the police interceptor hybrid from Thornhill Automotive for the amount of $36,331.
I'll second.
All in favor? They opposed? Okay, we'll get those two agreed.
This should get our fleet up to date really good, right? Police department fleet.
Hopefully not 5 cars in a year.
One.
It might take 2 years.
All right. Next was, the approval of the pay scale for hourly employees. Again, this has not meant to be a raise for anybody, but may or may not be.
Take one pass.
This is the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Here.
Take one pass. What I passed was, what, a 50-cent raise, 35-cent raise, and a 25-cent raise. What that, for a year, plus what we pay on top of that.
So like
Like a 50-cent raise is,
$1,300 a year.
right, retirement, and like,
If you double it for the dollar,
yeah, that's just a 50-cent raise. And then I put a 35-cent raise and a 25-cent raise. So,
What are we going to do about the employees that are not making as much as these employees would be making?
That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be. This is because everybody's a union employee.
okay, I have a question. Just info so we all know. So we're talking about this pay scale we're on. So if we have an employee who has been here 5 years now,
Okay.
he should be making 13.
Yeah.
Okay, so this employee that's been here 5 years now, he's making 10.50, let's say. So we have to give him,
250.
just want to make sure.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yes, that's good.
Right, right. So if this goes, what are we gonna do about employees that's been here 5 years, making this, for instance? Are we gonna give them a raise too?
Make it 13.
Yes.
You know right there.
Okay. So it's all based on whether you're a good worker or it's all based on years.
It's seniority.
That's not fair to.
So you're gonna get some people gonna get 50 cents, you're gonna get some that's gonna get $1, some's gonna get $1.50, some's gonna get $2.
And we've got some who get $4 and $5.
So if you take that, you base it on average it out to about $1.50 or $2 a pop. I'm figuring on it. Take 27 employees, but what that's making 2,080 hours of work per year. And just say base it on $2 because it's average.
Thing I'm looking at, the employees are salaries. The employee salaries, stay at that salary until we give across the corporation here. I thought if we had something like this, at least a guy knows where he starts, and at least what kind of future he got in the money. Yeah, again, this is just food for thought, if y'all wanna leave it hanging, I'm no problem with that.
If you start someone at $10 and somebody that's been here makes $10, that's not going to compare to the one that's been here for a year.
Well, if you go by this scale, one that's been there a year will be $11.
Right. I'm gonna make $1 over somebody that's just hired.
If that's for 1 year.
Right now, you'd only make the quarter more.
Yeah, you may not even make it up. I mean, again, I mean, I just threw this out here, that was my feeling on, I felt that the way we hire people is crazy. I mean, you may hire in at $8, you may hire in at $13.
Who determines that?
Say what?
Who determines that?
Well, actually,
Yeah, but I can tell you, there's been a few hires since I took over, but everything that goes anywhere needs to be coming through you guys too. Because I don't agree with giving the raises and bringing somebody in $16 an hour. And they just started, and now they're making more than anybody else. It's just me. I would be bringing everything to the council.
You've got guys that's working on that's been there for 20 years.
I know. That's the reason I've always pushed since I left the police department to the public works department. I've always complained about their pay scale. And it's hourly employees, period. It's not the police department, it's not the fire department, it's always everybody else.
Well, those two departments are under contract.
Correct.
That leaves them out, yes.
These guys deserve a raise too, because they do a dirty job. They're out there.
Nobody's ever disputed that, it's just
But
never,
they don't get
I
it.
know, they've always been kicked to the back burner. I've complained about it since, I've been on the fire department, that the public works people weren't treated fair.
the last 6 years, so we've given everybody a raise. Not only the
Yeah,
contract, but the hourly.
We did put it in, it's probably been 3 years now, started out, raised everybody to that point. I think two or 3 years ago, we did
It was
that.
actually 5 years ago when I became the public works director, where I pushed the issue, and then when Bill Cunningham became the mayor.
Yeah, that's
Which,
right, yes.
Of course, fans have their wish for 14 anyway. But I mean, well, how does everybody feel about it? That's what I'm asking. You don't want to just sit on this for,
I mean, just think about certain things, I
I
mean,
think it needs to be worked out. I mean, because we got guys with CDLs, and
right.
I think they.
And are we gonna give,
they
that's something to
automatically
think
get
about,
$1
CDL
more an hour.
always make a little bit more than $1 more, so they're,
that actually,
you know.
this is strictly longevity.
And then again, there's a longevity thing that they get on top of this.
Or since the, right.
And after, when they get to 40 years, that's almost $1, as I was looking into it. I mean, it's just things we need to decide on how.
I think we
I mean, I
more
was-
discussion, so we all get on the same playing
I
field.
agree. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with maybe coming up with something.
Well, we put together a spreadsheet on all the employees and base what the raises they would get and what benefits. That way we have an exact total of what our wage is gonna be, because we still have the police negotiations, the fire negotiations to go on top of this. And that way we'll know what that is here in the next week or two. And then we start it out first of July, and we make that decision for July. That's my suggestion. I agree, everybody needs to raise, but if we can look at the police will know what everybody's getting instead of.
The only thing I see over there with it is that somebody that's what they're making, all these people get $4 or $5 raise, and Doug here's not gonna get one, because he's been here 30 years, and he's already making that, just using that as that.
So I said, we need to sit down and
So
discuss.
that's something we need to think about.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to find anybody down there in a year to make this kind of extra money.
Yeah, you will.
Well, I mean, I have no problem. I mean,
Yeah.
with the,
I went through it all just to look, and I think there's,
I just want to see people make a decent salary.
Right, I agree.
Good enough to stay, they're good enough to stay.
I think there's 32 employees that, yes, there's 31 employees that would need a raise.
On this schedule.
Yes.
Oh,
No, there's 20, out of 31 employees, 23 of them will need a raise to get into this, to get into this.
And I can take and put that together, what Jim was asking.
Well, we just need to put it all on the paper.
And I can
Tell
tell you
everybody
exactly
what
what
it
each of
is.
these raises would cost.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's got a payroll scale, should, because I've given them there, you can look through there and see what some people
Of
are
course, you
doing.
have to look to the future too.
And then you got the $4 longevity, are we gonna continue on with $4 longevity? You know, it's,
Okay, so put this on hold till next, till whenever, everybody think about it, do some previous questions and charge, grant, whatever else you got.
And that way everybody's got a better perspective on it.
yeah, and I just gotta did all those different, just to show you what we pay retirement and taxes and workers' comp.
Now, that's the other stuff that you usually don't think about,
Right,
but it adds up quick.
yeah.
Because you take like the Williams family, when Jim and Mike, that whole family, they worked here for years and years. Most of them retired this year. You know, it wasn't because of the wages, it's because they were dedicated and they were glad to have a decent job and decent benefits. But surely it would have been a lot more enjoyable for them, so to speak, if they made more money. Because I know they worked their tail ends off for years, all of them, the whole family.
I know one time we had at least 2 people that were eligible for welfare. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
That's one of the
yeah.
reasons.
They probably have now too, probably,
I don't know.
with how many kids they got.
Yep.
That are eligible for, I know we had several when it came time for the insurance and stuff.
But they're
And all
just,
that our insurance is covered.
but they're just appreciative to have a job and income and benefits, and I think we need to take care of them a little better, in my opinion.
Okay, we'll tell them for another day. Next is, approved brake system for engine 553, up to 1797.24.
Yeah, that's a worst case scenario. This is the truck that broke down on us the weekend of the 100-year celebration. We spent hours working on it that Saturday evening. And I believe it just needs pads. It may need drums. A lot of times when you do the big trucks like that, you get to replace the drums as well. And the auto adjusters aren't working right. So we have to be constantly adjusting the brakes. So what I had them do is give me a worst case scenario quote. Like, if they have to replace everything on the rear brake system, this will be the worst case scenario. Now, after the events of last night, I can tell you it'll be months before I ever go to have this repair done. This truck is out of service and damaged. I'm not going to do this repair anytime soon, but I'd like to have the approval when we can. Truck's heavily damaged from heat.
But
Did you have any damages to your truck this last night?
Huh?
Did y'all have any damages to your vehicles last night?
I have severe damage to this particular
All that
truck,
one right there?
yeah, and I've got 2 others with mine.
so you're gonna have the $1,700 is in addition to whatever you come up with on this bike truck.
Yeah, but we believe that'll be an insurance,
Okay.
that'll be an insurance claim.
So you're gonna hold off with the brakes until you get the insurance?
No, I'd rather you approve it if you would, that way I have to come back to you.
Actual repair.
If we will not be doing repair. The truck is off the road.
Okay.
I can't use it, all the gauges and everything are burned off of it. I can't safely use the truck.
The lights are melted down like a table.
Wow.
Yeah, on the plastic, anything plastic.
So I'm guessing it'll take months to get that truck fixed on the insurance side or whatever. So it'll be, at least be a couple of months before we would actually tackle this repair. But I'd like to have the approval.
What year is it?
So it's 2000. We definitely don't need to do it tomorrow.
What about,
Maybe they-
I know What about the one you got on order?
The one on order, as of 2 weeks ago, when I called him again, they're still waiting on the cab chassis. We can't get the truck manufacturers can't get the cab and chassis from Freightliner. So, we were supposed to already have the truck a month ago,
Yeah, I know that good.
and I'm saying realistically, it could be fall. If everything goes well.
Yeah, you're actually down an A truck, right?
Yes.
And you've got a borrowed truck.
I have a borrowed truck, we're running out of Roxanne Station now. So, yeah.
All right, we got, at least rates needed for a truck. So your motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the repair of the brake system of engine 553 up to $1,797.24.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Okay, we will refer that to the council and if when you go get all your other stuff fixed, you get the great.
Thank you.
That may be a year from now.
Could be, I don't know how long it'll be.
What pair of parts?
Whenever they do fix it, I need brakes.
Yeah, right. All right, group pay insurance of $17,306.69 for explaining it.
That's the settlement for all the paperwork
Yeah.
that the involves.
Okay.
That's all.
That's our deductible, good, that's our, yeah, that's our deductible on all lawsuits.
Yep.
We'll make a motion to we approve the pay to Intact Insurance for $17,306.69. And, okay, and send it on to full council for approval.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Uh,
That's all we've got on the list here. Anybody got anything else?
Are we going to consider the user fee? I think that would be something.
We can talk about it later, yeah.
We need to research and see how many employees some of these businesses have. And
How's it like? Anything else? Motion.
Mr. Chairman, for the good of the order, there's no other financial business, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Second.
Here you go.